From New Orleans, we drove north along the Mississippi, through the Civil War battlefield at Vicksburg, on through the Ozark Mountains to Kansas City. Fort Leavenworth is only 30 miles north of Kansas City.
30 miles. That was pretty nice, wasn't it, Charlotte? Well, classes started on the 4th of April. I was in the 18th General Staff class, taking service staff instruction. It is best described, I think, as being topside business administration, in Army operations, that is. The course was fun for all of us, because Charlotte and Marcia were able to live in a lovely little house on Kickapoo Avenue. That's the right name, Kickapoo, in the city of Leavenworth, where I could join them each evening.
By now, our little daughter was beginning to hold her head up quite high. She was able to lift her head very early, and her smile was bigger than ever. Sandy was so proud of her and played with her constantly.
I was proud of her, and that period at school was wonderful. I felt like I was doing something important as far as Army work goes, but even more than that, I had an opportunity to watch our little girl emerge from her cocoon of silence. By the time we left Leavenworth on June 8th, Marcia had developed in all sorts of ways.
We hurried up to Des Moines after Sandy was graduated and visited briefly with our relatives in that area. On our way back to Florida, we planned our trip so that we could visit Mammoth Cave in Kentucky.
Before we left Leavenworth even, I knew that there might be a chance for me to return there as an instructor, but we did not dare to hope anything like that could actually happen.
Just the same, we had no sooner gotten back to Florida when a telegram arrived asking Sandy's commanding officer if he would be released to return as an instructor.
They called me up from the camp to ask if I wanted the assignment. Did I? I guess I must have been awfully excited. I certainly said yes, though, because orders came out about 10 days later appointing me to the staff and faculty of the Command General Staff School.
Out came our road maps again. We plotted out a route where we could see new scenery and sample even more of the United States. This time, we decided to go through the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. They were absolutely beautiful.
That they were. We had earlier seen Lookout Mountain in Chattanooga on an earlier trip, but it was quite different from the wild beauty which we now saw.
Sandy managed to get a 5-day leave, which we spent on the way back in sightseeing. In Cincinnati, we attended a summer opera. Hansel and Gretel was the first of a twin offering. It was so poorly done that we almost left. But we did stay, and the second part was absolutely magnificent. They presented Pagliacci.
Well, that brings our story up to the time when we returned to Fort Leavenworth, where we spent a beautiful year. We'll tell you about that another time.